Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, first in the building, Jamal Neezy on deck. I see you. Salute WCS, salute chat. Man, I love that piece you did on D-Town Boxing and Manager Marty. The man didn't want me on this panel. D-Town still didn't pay his bet to me. That's unfortunate, man. Real talk. I keep on using this unfortunate when it comes to the aerosexuals, man. He should pay you your money. You know what I'm saying, Neezy? He should pay you your money. What does like have to do with honor? You know what I'm saying? What does like have to do with honor? You don't have to like somebody, but honor what you bet them. You know, that's the common thing. People not paying their bets. $1,000 bets ain't paying their bets. $500. You know what I'm saying? People, you know, just sitting up here acting like they brushing it off. Oh, what you gonna do? You know? Shout out to Samar Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS, certified, stamp the like button. and support the grind. I appreciate you, Samad, in the building. I see you. So let's get down to the reality on what we've been talking about. And like I said, I'm gonna, slowly but surely transition back to talking my, and doing what I do. People know I can talk boxing or MMA. That ain't nothing. But the ones who's complaining about me speaking on this situation, it's just the haters. They want me to talk about something else because they busy up here listening. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to listen. It's a free world. But you don't have to listen to what I have to say. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. And speaking of mandatory, let's talk about something that I don't think should be mandatory. Errol Spence facing Terrence Crawford in December. I don't think, unless, I have options out here. But I don't think he should go about it unless he properly prepares and get himself situated with his team. It's very important. So let me show you why it's very important, right? Let me show you why it's very important. This is the Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he spoke on what happened July 29th. You're talking about this particular fight reaching up to the hierarchy of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. And he had to put his feedback in there. Let's see what he had to say.
After you get a beat down from people, you need a friend. Like, I guess Spence needs a friend today. What? Brother, my brother, I love both of them. But that beat down that he took, I couldn't sleep last night. I love my brother from Nebraska, but I couldn't sleep thinking about the pain of my brother Errol Spence.
He say he couldn't sleep. Do y'all understand me, brothers in the chat? Big shout out to the supporters, to the hottest chat in the MFing game. WCS, salute you. You know what I'm saying? The hottest chat in the game. Right here, right now. You definitely know who it is. Salute to y'all and thank you for your support. Minister Farrakhan said, y'all, that he had problems sleeping. This is why I'm speaking on this, because I feel that if you have a group or a community of people who felt it was necessary and okay to speak about this for the duration that they did with energy to fulfill their every desire and criticizing this fight, then it shouldn't be a problem. We're not going to try to expand this into some sort of bullying. That's coward way out. That's whole business. You know what I'm saying? That's whole business. That's not manly. You know what I'm saying? That is not manly when you do that. We're talking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? They always talking about, oh man, you got to be cut from a different cloth to be in boxing debates and all that. Yeah, you're right. But even the ones you thought that was cut from different cloths, what are they doing? They're crying foul, y'all. They're crying victim now. All of a sudden, it's bullying. And they're purposely doing it because they feel like that is an out for them to have a reason to try to, get people to join in and give them super chats and support, their failure in taking that L. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to have honor within themselves because they don't know what it's like, man. They have been shunned in life. And this platform allows these individuals to really have a different reality. You know, they get to portray a role of somebody else. We really don't know who they are in real life. I would never, a lot of these dudes, I would never kick it with in real life because I can tell that they're just not it, man. They're just not their character. They don't care too much about their character, you know. But the minister Farrakhan gave his take on it. The minister was watching the fight. Two black brothers. You know what I'm saying? The minister, y'all. Come on, man. He gave his take on it. I wonder if Errol Spence, are you going to go up there and try to check the nation? I would like to see that. You tried to check Mike. You try to check everybody else. You had your eyeballs peeled when I was standing there with that camera. You know what I'm saying? Looking up at you. You was trying to eyeball a nigga down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wondering, you gonna go up to the nation or give a FU to the nation for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan for making that comment about you. Because you already know the cliche term right there, Spence. Keep the same energy. You feel me? Jay Dillard on deck. What's good? If it's 1,000 punch a fight, Spence, it could go different. I'll be his friend. Shout out to Dr. Paul in the building. Salute to you, doctor. Appreciate you pulling up. One love, brother. SB90, EJ fans going crazy. Yes, they are. And I'm here to provide them with some verbal medication there, SB90. They're not trying to hear me, though. They ain't trying to hear me, though. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to listen to me, but they listen to me. All I'm doing is giving them some verbal medication. They don't even have to get it from over the counter. They can just sign in right here and then listen to it. If they see that I'm live in red with white letters, all you have to do, brothers, is click the volume button. That's it. And then you can tune in. But if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to. The minister should be heard again. Why? Because this is how important this fight was. It was important enough for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan to speak on it. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? How high, how important, you know what I'm saying? How important, how relevant was this fight? How much did the word of mouth, you know, talk this fight into the homes of people who decided, hey, either I'm going to pay for the fight or I'm going to attend the fight, or I'm going to do like most of the acronym family. I can't say that because he's not a part of it, but Dookie Brown, he pretty much was streaming the fight like he always do on IG and have like, you know, 200 people tuned in. So imagine how much of a theft that went down with those individuals not paying the $84.99 to watch the fight because Dookie was over there doing what he dookie. You know what I'm saying? But let's take one more listen to what the minister had to say.
After you get a beat down from people, you need a friend. Like, I guess Spence needs a friend today. What? No, brother, my brother, I love both of them. But that beat down that he took, I couldn't sleep last night. I love my brother from Nebraska, but I couldn't sleep thinking about the pain of my brother Errol Spence.
Errol Spence's name has been mentioned by the minister, y'all. He should be happy. He should be extremely excited. The minister mentioned your name. He knows who you are. I would be happy. I will have to give him a tweet and say, back at you, minister. You know what I'm saying? Embrace the challenge, you know? But let's talk about the thumbnail, though. Shout out to ITC Boxing to you. What's good with it? Gooch in the building. He said, one love to my guy WCS, for I'm here to hear the good news of boxing. And man, who is going to be that friend? Man, I don't know. I'm just trying to use my voice and help understand, should we advocate for this fight in December? I'm not trying to influence nobody at all, but I have to put some pieces together. I have to help you all understand why I'm at where I'm at with this decision. I'm not sure. John Nori on deck. What's good with it? That's good. That's good, doctor. It's good you're feeling much better. I know you say you had that home cook, homemade beef stew the other night. I know that was delicious, man. That home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Shout out to Haynes Legacy in the building. Salute to you, one love, man. To you and the fam. Hope all is well, brother. The hottest chat in the game. Salute, no doubt about it. No question, man. The hottest in the game. Don Vaughn on deck. And shout out to Haynes Legacy for the $2. The deuce in the building. Appreciate you there, Haynes. Don Vaughn on deck. Salute WCS in the chat. I see you, Don Vaughn, in the building. True Media Today USA boxing coach Malachi in the building. What's good with it, coach? Salute to your brother. Tyrese on deck. What up? Hell yeah, put EJ in the dirt. What? Put him in the 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 dirt. Didn't he say he was going to put that man in the dirt? It didn't go down that way. All right. So we all know it's supposed to be a rematch clause that's, you know, in the rightful ownership of the fighter who was defeated during that fight July 29th. We understand that contractually, Spence has the option on whether he chooses to fight at the end of this year or not. That's the information that we receive. I haven't had access to any type of documentation, so I'm not speaking for anything except what I read out here to the general public. All right. So from what my understanding is that, you know, it's his option. Whoever lost the fight has an option to enact the rematch clause. Well, with that said, is based off the performance value, a 0.5. Okay. We give a 0.5 performance value of, you know, how Terrence Crawford was able to go in there and disseminate the punch, the offensive and defenses, and the punch exchanges for which he did, and how effective they were. Crawford did amazing in that fight. But on the other side, Spence received a low value in combination with his team. To me, his team played a significant role because I don't know who that team is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who the team is. And that really worries me. I don't know who the team is. I do and was able to see the team in action out of Omaha, Nebraska with Bomac, Red Spike, and Esau, you know what I'm saying? Bernie the Boxer, the entire crew, Steven Nelson, you know what I'm saying? I was able to see the whole team at work, even at the open workouts. Now, my concern is that Derrick James, the coach, has pretty much put it out there to the public that he don't watch film. It's not up to me to guess that, well, is he playing or is he not? I'm going to take your word for what it is. You say you want watching film, you don't watch film. But, I believe Derrick James absolutely watch film for rematches. And I think that he'll be watching film if he chooses to come December. This is my dilemma when it comes down to it. My dilemma is not that Derrick James is impossible for him to go up here and derive a plan, for Errol Spence. But my biggest question is the plan going to be on the level? I mean, I'm talking about not just the basic level, not just the average level. Is it going to be on the greatest level that you've ever been able to sit down with your fighter and come up with an offensive strategy? Can you coach from the greatest level ever that you've ever been at in your career? Can you take it to that point? Do you have it within you? Do you have the patience and the poise to come up with a plan for Spence to be competitive heading in there in December? I don't know if you have that or not. I don't want to push the blame on your boxing career that you might have some early stages or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to keep this as innocuous as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like I'm being belligerent and I want to say some things to you that may hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to be shrewd about it, right? But what I am trying to help you understand is that I'm not totally confident, about the mindset you have and not having a team, not having other like-minded individuals that you respect enough to listen to what they have to say, for them to give their input. I don't believe, knowing that, I don't know if you can able to elevate yourself. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know if you can elevate or levitate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like, we need your elevation to be intellectually. We need that elevation to be something that deals with patience. And for you to be open-minded and not so selfish to source others people help, other team, bring on other members of your team to help out. I think that is the ultimate desire of mine. If Derrick James, in my opinion, does not switch it up and bring somebody else into the situation, because you're saying to yourself, well, the fight went 9 rounds. I get it, bro. The fight did. Wonderful. The fight did go 9 rounds. It absolutely did. But within those 9 rounds, there was multiple areas that we seen adversity play out between Crawford and Spence, man. We seen areas that the referee, Harvey Dock, he himself felt concerned for the safety of Errol Spence. And that's his profession. He was there to mitigate. And even he, throughout the fight, was collecting data to make sure that he doesn't let this fight slip out, that he doesn't have a fighter in there that's well over his head, that's being outperformed, outcoached, and to face too much damage. So he might end up like Pritchard Colon or Jerry McLean. All right. I'm just giving you the extreme measures on how important it was for Harvey Dock to stop that fight in the 9th round. People say, they'll drop you some and they'll say, oh man, you hating on Derrick James. I'm not hating. It's just easy for you to say in criticism, that I'm hating, because it's criticism. You're not looking at it from where I'm at. I really want the second fight, if possible, to be very competitive. That's all I'm saying. Like, the first fight wasn't competitive at all. It was only a point that was jubilant to the right people, to the right fan base. You know what I'm saying? Only one fan base was able to benefit from that performance. You know what I'm saying? Those who stood and stayed strong, 10 toes down for Terrence Crawford, knowing he was going to go in here and destroy this guy. And from a rational standpoint, That's what played out. That's what played out, in my opinion. That's what played out. How do we correct that? Because a lot of people up here saying they want to see a rematch. You know, most of the Errol Spence fans saying they want to see a rematch. I'm saying to myself, why do you want to see a rematch? You know, what is your purpose for wanting to see a rematch? Do you believe that now that Errol Spence has been in there with Terrence Crawford, you just want to be able to see it again at the end of the year because you think he'll do a lot better? You know what I'm saying? Being that he got up from the knockdowns, you think he has a chance if he just, I don't know what to think. I don't know how to think for you. That's damn near impossible. I don't know what to think. Seriously. But there comes a point in your life, right? When you realize who really matters, who never did, and who always will. And at this point in Spence's life, it's not the fact that you'll be tossing your coach to the side. You know, just based off my words, you'll be tossing your coach to the side. No, all I'm saying to you is you have the option as a fighter because the trainer is supposed to be working for you. This is another opportunity for you to go in there and be competitive in contest and challenging a fighter that has your belts. Terrence Bud Crawford is the undisputed welterweight world champion ×2. He is in the history books, regardless if you fight him. He told you, Spence, that he didn't need you for his legacy, but he needed you July 29th because it takes 2 fighters to have a sanctioned bout. 2. And you were the dance partner who came through and split the ropes and came in there was as a unified champion. You was the one on the pound for pound list. You was the one that was 28-0. You. So being that we was able to see what played out and how dominant Crawford was, what is your next move? You have a coach that has said no film study. So as your coach look at you when he looked at Crawford celebrating, and he looked at how beat up you was, I'm curious to know what both of you was thinking. I'm curious to know what was going through both of your mind, especially yours, Errol. You know what I'm saying? I know your adrenaline was still up and everything. I seen the picture on IG. You in Spain right now. I'm glad you healthy enough to go up here and enjoy your life. You know, you just got paid very, very well. That's good. But while you over there in Spain, right? I want to know if you're thinking on how fast these next months are going to tick away and how December will be here once again. I wonder if you're thinking about that. Have you thought about, is Derrick James able to pilot you to land once again for a rematch? Because your stablemate, Jermell Charlo, has had several rematches before, and he fared very well. He's 2-0. I don't know if you getting that type of confidence in this particular fight. Because, see, when Jermell Charlo was in there with Tony Harrison, you know, it was one of those deals where Tony Harrison was knocked down in the early round. It was somewhat similar, right? And then he was stopped later on in the fight. But Tony Harrison and Terrence Crawford, 2 different people. I like Tony Harrison. At that time, it took Jermell Charlo's belt. He did an awesome job. Real talk, he did. And then with Brian Castano, you know, he went in there and the first time around, he didn't look that good. And then he went in there and in the rematch and stopped him. But it's just through my assessment, I don't see who to compare Terrence Crawford to. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking about your stablemate because he's been in some rematches, right? And that rematch, I don't know if, you know, Jermell Charlo was working with Derrick James the entire fight camp, or he was working with the other coach he usually do. But my point is, do you feel confident in taking him for the next several months, being that you have a short window to try to come up with a plan, a solid tactical game plan, and that you feel that you can be victorious with, based off everything that you felt, everything that you've seen, everything that you experienced, the moment itself. Do you believe that Derrick James is him? Do you believe a coach that feels that he is more important than team? Do you believe that he can take you to December and you go in there and you don't get beat up again? Because it's extremely important, Spence, that you understand that people are all around saying Texas has turned their back on you. You know what I'm saying? Texas is turning their back on you. You say Texas raised you. Well, there's plenty of step parents that raise adopted kids too. You know what I'm saying? And your presence over there in Texas was an adoption. That's all that was. It was an adoption. That wasn't your birthplace. You know what I'm saying? You said Texas raised you. New York birthed you, Texas raised you. So now Texas is showing you that you wasn't anything that they thought you was. So all those people that's turning their back on you simply because of how you looked in there. You didn't have an answer. Parentheses, air quotes. You didn't have an answer, Spence. Come December, you have to have an answer. Do you believe your coach is educated enough, qualified enough, and his belief in preparing you? Do he believe in himself there, EJ, that he can get you prepared for what happened July 29th, for the performance that you went through? Do you believe your coach is capable of doing that? Do you think he is? Because y'all had the opportunity 15 months to get ready for Terrence Crawford, and you went in there and looked the way you did. Like you was doing the same predictable, sets, combinations, the way you close distance, your 1-2, I mean, everything. You know what I'm saying? Going to the body up top, the same repeated, freaking punch combination sets. You're doing the same thing. Why did you take it so much for granted that you can get away with that shit with Terrence? You had to think to yourself, or maybe not, that he was going to be tougher than you all was allegedly giving him credit for. You said the man ain't fought nothing but low-level competition. He ain't fought nobody. Did y'all truly believe that? Because I did hear you say he fought great opposition too, prior to getting into the fight. So either one, you felt that he faced great opposition, or two, you was just up here just talking. And you really felt some type of way that he was trash. You know what I'm saying? You say you was gonna break him. I'm really gonna break him. I'm gonna break him like Kunta. So being how long you've been in the boxing game, you had to think to yourself, well, when Crawford hears this, he's gonna feel some type of way too. He might get extra fuel motivation. What's gonna be your extra fuel motivation to take you to the next level? Because you're gonna need the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 levels to come in there and have us thinking that you're gonna break Crawford now in a rematch. You're gonna basically reverse what we seen July 29th. You the one that's gonna be doing the punishing. Now you have to go in there with mentality. You have to go in there 3, 4, 5 levels. You have to be able to force Crawford to fight. And when you get him into a fight mode, can you go round for round, punch for punch with Crawford? Can you do that with your coach Derrick James? Can you do it? I'm not sure. And the reason why I'm not, and I'm so not sure, because I had to, do another live on it. Me reading and stuff like that. The excuses that they're giving EJ of the win, you have to look at it like this. I don't know if you give Terrence Crawford full credit, but I look at it like this, EJ. The man didn't want to fight you coming off the car accident. I guess that didn't matter, right? He didn't want to fight you. And then as you all read in the comments that I put down in on YouTube and the details, they from Boxing Scene, right? It said, Crawford said, man, listen, I don't ever want to fight Errol coming off the accident of that magnitude. Crawford said, I want him to get back right, get back to 100%, and then I want to fight him at his best. That way nobody can say anything. Now, this is Errol refusing to fight Spence off the accident. Now, check this out where I'm going with it, right? You know what I'm saying? Check out where I'm going with it. He didn't want to fight the man coming off the accident. He wanted 100%. He didn't feel that Errol was 100% coming off the accident, even though Errol was like, I'm not taking any tune-ups. Crawford knew that the people would not give him credit for going in there and fighting him. So looking back in hindsight, people, what if Crawford would have fought this man coming off the accident? What if he would have been Danny Garcia's in Danny Garcia's position and fought Errol Spence coming off the accident? It would have been tragic. Not only that, but it would have been extremely worse, in my opinion, for Crawford to go in there and fight this man coming off an accident. I do believe that. And let me get to the chat right quick, and then I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. Shout out to Jamal Neasy. Salute to you, brother. Why Crawford keep fighting low-level competition? I don't know, but when he was dropping them high-level bombs, you know, he placed Errol Spence in a low-level position where he was looking up at the lights, and Harvey Doc was giving him the count. Shout out to Trick Noti. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it, my brother? Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to Jamal Neasy with the $2 super chat. You know what I'm saying? The $2 super chat in the building. Thanks for your support, my brother. Can't stand aerosexuals, but as you see, bud is bad for your health. As a boxing fan, I don't want to see any boxer smash and really have brain trauma next time. He may not make it out the ring. That's absolutely true, in my opinion. He may not make it out. Jamal, this is not a nice thing to say about Errol. That fight was very competitive. Yeah, it was. Before they stepped in the ring, it was competitive from freaking, you know, mouth to mouth. You know how word of mouth is, the trash talking, the verbal jousting. You know what I'm saying? It can hurt people's feelings, but it's not too physical. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James is more concerned about other things, you know, about what Bo Mack was eating and all that, being insulting. And then farewell for him. G Roy on deck. What's good? People were saying that it was terrible that Errol only went 9 rounds because throwback fighters did 15 rounds. And fighters today spar 15 rounds to prepare for their fights. I don't know. So let me get back to what I was reading there, people. So Crawford go on to say he didn't look 100%, but he looked good, though. He said Errol Spence came back and fought Danny Garcia in 2020, and he looked good, but he didn't look 100%, but he looked good, though. I was there live at the fight, and I remember getting into it with a couple of his family members. He didn't look 100%. He didn't look great. That's what he told the family members. And they were like, he gonna look great against you. Take a little bit of time out now. The hottest chat in the game, take a little bit of time and process that. He said, they told him, he's gonna look great against you. Yeah, give him some time. Let him get his feet wet. He said, let him get his feet wet. That's what they told the undisputed welterweight world champion, bar none, pound for pound. They told that man he's going to look great against you. Give him some time. Let him get his feet wet. When I initially read this, I said, yeah, he got his feet wet, face wet. You know what I'm saying? His gloves was wet. Everything was wet because that blood was everywhere. So they was right about one thing. I have to agree. They brought the energy to the press conference and all that. But at the end of the day, they did nothing to stop the devastation and carnage that took place inside the ring. And neither are they holding Derrick James accountable for not having a suitable game plan. They're not holding that man accountable for having a quality game plan and taking Terrence Crawford serious. If Derrick James took this man for granted, oh my God, he allowed his fighter to go through punishment that may potentially change him for the rest of his boxing career. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people up here talking about, it's boxing at the end of the day. Stop coddling these fighters. Yes, easy for me to say. Terrence Crawford won't whoop my ass. But even like I said before, me looking at the fight, I'm glad I was in the comfort of my own home because my shit started swelling up. You know what I'm saying? My shit started swelling. I had to go get some ice and start icing my shit down. I said, God damn, this don't make any sense. I wanted to just listen to the audio after that. I had to check and see if my teeth was okay. I started feeling different. You know what I'm saying? But back to the game, though. It go on to say when he fought Ugas, he looked spectacular. He looked strong. He did what he had to do. Me and Ugas got a different style. After the Ugas fight, I was like, okay, now let's get this fight underway. That's what Crawford's saying. After the Ugas fight, let's get this fight underway. Not only does it mean more for both of us because we're the only two champions and we're the top two welterweights in the division and everybody wants to see it, but now we can fight for all the marbles and undisputed, everything played out. Can't nobody say, oh, the car accident, the eye injury, Crawford added. They can't use that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people was trying to use that, but you got to look at the body of work after the car accident, after the eye injury. There were no excuses, and I'm in agreement with Crawford. It's good that he held strong, he held steady, so to speak, and did not fight Errol Spence just to prove to the people that he can beat him. It's good that he held strong and didn't fight him coming off the accident, because he knew that he would get the same backlash that they're trying to give him. Even though this right here is malicious, imagine if he would have did this with Spence coming off the car accident. Imagine it. Imagine if they would have been going into the rematch right now. Let's just say July 29th hasn't happened. So what we're talking about is they're going into a rematch, right? They already fought. Terrence Crawford won. The storyline would be pretty much that Crawford fought him at the perfect time of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Crawford fought this man at the perfect time when he was broken, beaten. You know what I'm saying? He had hit the pavement. He was almost destroyed. He was on the brink of death. You know what I'm saying? They would have said, "There's no way you believe that he's ready for you. There's no way." So what did he say? I'm not fighting him. What do we hear on the YTC? That he's ducking. He don't want to fight Spence. He's ducking. That is how selfish pro Spence fans are. Some of them, majority. That they was up here claiming and putting all this false information out again that Crawford didn't want to fight Spence. They was even using this damn punchline in debates. That why? You know what I'm saying? He was saying why Spence didn't want to fight that man coming off the accident. He ducked him. I can drop names of damn near all your channels that you hear all the time on how they was running around with these narratives, these pro Spence channels. They was running around with these narratives to get people to understand that they're foolish. You know what I'm saying? They're foolish and they're going to pull out information so It's up to you not to be as foolish as they are to believe it. But they're going to tell you anyway. They're just going to put it out. So kudos to Crawford for holding his own and standing on the square, not to fight this man coming off an accident. But he beats him July 29th, and pretty much it's still backlash. But I think a large part of that should definitely go to Spence for him living outside the pocket, which he loves to do. But his trainer, Derrick James, deserves the blunt end of the criticism, because you came in there with a fighting you came in there with a fighting template. I have to call what Errol Spence was doing was a template. You know what a template is? It's something that you source. Those of you that do administrative work or whatever, template is just something that's already, made out, and you pretty much just have to fill in. Errol Spence was fighting like a template fighter. Team Crawford knew what to put in the template, how to fill out the template. They treated him like he was a template fighter, yo. I'm not lying to you all. They treated this man like his style was a template. They knew everything about this shit. It was too simple. When you're grabbing templates and looking over it, they're pretty much helping you figure it out. And that's what Team Crawford knew. They had watched film to develop that template. Errol Spence went into the ring and showed us that he was a template fighter. Yeah, I'm telling you, a template fighter. That's what he was. He didn't give you anything freaking complicated. You had to really process and collect data and receive instructions, make strict adjustments in there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an all-out war. It wasn't mano a mano, punch for punch. You know what I'm saying? You step, I step. It wasn't. It wasn't adversity, bilateral adversity. It wasn't like Crawford was on the canvas and had to rise up. Because I had to mention that because that was once again, you heard so many people talking about Crawford as chinny, chin, chin. Like the Three Little Pigs. Not on the hair of my chin, chin. That's what it was. They were saying the man was so chinny based off Ugas Kavalauskas and the infamous mystery, legendary Yordenis Gamboa. And I'm saying to myself, this man is chinny 9 years ago. And then he faced a more qualified opponent in a higher weight division. And they sit up here and say that, oh, he's chinny. And their fighting point and say, we never seen Errol Spence in that situation. But check this out. Have you seen Derrick James get out coached? Now Errol Section, you need to redirect your attention. I'm telling you some real shit. You can talk about what Spence should have did all day long. But if y'all want any type of relief to the pain that you're going through right now, because I know a lot of you, your hearts are bleeding right now. You got blood coming out your pores. You sitting up here on the PC trying to do podcasts or goddamn do a live stream, and you getting driplets of blood out your nose, your ears, your eyeballs. You got some serious health issues going on because you just don't understand what went down July 29th. And those of you that's in attendance, when I seen you go live, I ain't gonna lie to you. My thought process turned sinister. I'm not gonna lie, it was very maniacal. I say, yeah. Now I try to get this laugh like I was on freaking Gotham City or something. Like it's dark. And I'm walking there, I'm standing in the shade. Yeah. I felt the cameras was on me. I started to give this sinister laugh, y'all. I say, they're on deck. They actually showed up. What are they thinking? Look, I'm being honest with y'all, right? When I seen them there, I said, wow, they actually showed up for this T-Mobile massacre. When I tell you I did not believe he had no chance, when I tell you I did not believe that Errol Spence had no chance, I'm being honest with y'all. Man, y'all the hottest chat in the game, man. I'm being honest with y'all. I believe Spence had 0% of winning. I guess that's what all I had assessed on both sides, how dedicated Crawford was. That word right there was extremely important. His dedication, man, between the two fighters was unmatched, man. Right? Unmatched. Then I look at Spence and we already know what he had going on. I said he has 0% of winning this fight. And then I looked at the coach. And I said, no, he's not it. Derrick James isn't it. He can't outcoach Bo Mack. He can't outthink Crawford. And people was like, oh, you ain't talking about Spence outthinking Crawford. He can't, man. He can't. This is why Derrick James needs some other voices, other minds, ears, eyes. He needs some other people in the camp. If he's unwilling to get other people in the camp, Errol Spence need to go with somebody else. Peep this out. Like we used to say back in the day, peep this out. I feel that if Errol Spence doesn't make a decision to switch it up, you know, he doesn't stand up for his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time for you to stand up, brother. If Errol Spence doesn't change up his thought process, if he doesn't start looking at this as being unrealistic for him to move forward and say, you know what, I need to put him to the side or keep him on board and bring another set of eyes or two. This is important. This is my career. This is the border. This is when you switch over to good to greatness now. The good to greatness. You already lost your title, but you have an opportunity to go be more competitive going into the rematch. I'm not here to give you the plan. I'm just doing a live stream on you and tell you that you have to place yourself in a thought process. You have to get yourself psychologically ready to say you must make a decision that's unrealistic to you, that's going to cause even more turmoil than what you already going through. Just because you're in Spain and you chilling with your peeps, that don't mean anything. You still got to come back to reality, goddammit. Texas still there, and they waiting on you too. So you're gonna have to make an unrealistic decision, because people used to seeing you and Derrick James and you, and they want to think it's just happy-go-lucky freaking matrimony. No, you need to stand up for yourself, clear your mind of self-doubt, get back on track, so we can see you and Bud have a competitive fight next time. Because I'm looking at it like this. I didn't even see you pushing Bud to make him uncomfortable. Like, you landed 2 shots on him flush. Like, you landed a good shot on him, and being that he's such in great shape and he wasn't the chinny fighter that they thought he was, it was transparent. We saw no ill effect. We saw no immediate reaction from that, bro. You wasn't even able to force this man into a fight. When you came in for the first knockdown, when you closed distance, when you wanted to use that ruler, and you've been getting away with the same thing because Bud allowed you to, he stuck his tongue out at you. Your left hand was at your waist, and he waited till you get within distance, and he put you on the clock. He lined you up He had your timing down. Blasted you with the right uppercut. While he was sticking his tongue out at you, bro. And you don't think that what I'm telling you has some type of truth to it? You want to take that same coach in there when you have a fighter that's looking at you as a template fighter. They say they had trained for you a while ago. How is that possible when people was not saying they trained for Crawford a while ago? Who have you heard say that they have trained for Crawford? Oh, we've been training for him forever. What film did you study? Well, don't worry about that because he don't study film. So how are you supposed to make Crawford uncomfortable? This man stuck his tongue out and lit you up with a right uppercut. He's seen everything you was doing because you have a template. You remediate the same way. If you shine when you in there with fighters, that's going to give you the front-sided attention. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be right there. Mannequin challenge. Right there. I want you in the center square. Yeah, you got a Blaxican type style. You want people to stay right there in front of you so you can say, okay, let's fight. It's easy for me to fight you flat-footed and a fighter that's not going to have but minimum mobility to fight you. And that's what you got away with for quite some time. But Crawford had you on the clock. He had you on the clock heavy. He's seen everything. Every type of vision that he's seen on the template of him and his team studying, it wasn't a point in that fight that what they studied and what they seen in the gym that you couldn't tell they worked on it over and over and over again. You've seen it play out. So Spence, my question to you, what you gonna do, bro? Because I don't think you're gonna go in there and be able to force Crawford. Like, you don't even know what levels. You don't even know if he was fully completed. You're not like, was he fully into stage 1? You don't know what level he was at. What level was he fighting you on? Because to me, it didn't look like the only time he actually changed levels was not to your pressure. It was more so because he said it was time to finish the fight. So he started fighting you like you had took his lunch money before or something. He finally found you and you didn't know that was him, and he walked up on you and started swinging. He turned up the energy himself. Nothing you did forced him to turn up the energy. He just felt it was time to close the curtains, and he did it, and Harvey Doc shut the lights out. That's it. He ended the fight. Errol should have did a lot more better in the fight. Derrick James is a 2-time trainer of the year. A trainer at the level should be able to give adjustments, advice, and that fighters should be listening. Popularity sometimes gets you in positions to receive awards. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes popularity do that. So Steven, you have look. Hey, the stray has arrived again. So you have all the answers and you have all the backstory. So you have all the backstory, right? You said Spence couldn't do anything. He was weight drained. So just in typical form, you come over here straying with the same delusional excuses instead of accepting the fact that like EJ had to accept that Crawford beat his ass. He was the better fighter. Period. No matter what you say, you can come over here and tell me he weight drained and all that, you're not qualified to make that assessment based off. You don't even have any type of insight as far as going to the gym that we can go off of to say, yeah, you know what, you're qualified to make that assessment. You don't go to fights like that unless you're watching the performance. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the gyms. You don't smell the musk. You don't see the sweat. You've never been close enough to the ring where sweat and blood is being splattered on you and you have to wipe it off. You know what I'm saying? You're not there next to the spit bucket. You're not there when the gym is crowded and it's hot and you're seeing round after round of different fighters go in there and spar. You know what I'm saying? And seeing them go toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? But yet you're gonna say Spence couldn't do anything. He was weight drained. And then you want to talk about the layoff, and you're just only proving that you're just here to be a messenger and come up with lame excuses, bro. Juice Lee in the building. What's good with it, Juice? How you feeling, bro? Crawford admitted to struggling for 147. So was he weight drained too? Keep the same energy. Absolutely. Keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? For you all to come over here, right? And yeah, I have the option on whether I want to read your comment or not. But just the mere fact that you are here and you're able to leave a comment so it can be seen, I want you to take that to heart as an act of kindness for me, because you are coming over here with excuses after excuses. You know, talking about he had a tune-up fight. No one, I'm speaking only for myself, wants to hear about a tune-up. We're over and done that. This man is the undisputed welterweight world champion. And you start off by acting like you giving him his props. You know what I'm saying? You're giving everybody a glorious backstory. EJ and Derek started together. So what? So what? So what? Who cares what they started? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You heard that right. So you come over here with all this, whiny type mentality, like you're the reporter. You're supposed to have all the connections and speak to these people. But yet, did you even know the beatdown was going to commence the way it did? I mean, you're supposed to be so close to the camp. You know what I'm saying? You was there, in Frisco, right? You was right next to disloyal to the boxing game, right? Right? Did you know he was going to stab IOTBA in the back? So if you did know that, you should have stopped it. I'm just saying. I could care less that you're coming over here as a messenger. Oh, I know everything. They're started together. Listen to me. They started together. Ooh wee. They had such a nice journey. You know what I'm saying? They did everything right. He was weight drained. Crawford had a tune-up. Who signed the contract though? This is one thing you're not listening. You're not putting in the chat. That's Steven. Spence said he made the fight. Where were you? If Spence said he made the fight, he made the fight, why are you coming over here talking as if you have excuses? And listen, there, Steven, this is a VIP link for you. Please, I want you to let my listeners know everything you know. You know, why don't we have a conversation? You like typing a lot. You like sending me messages on Messenger. That link is just strictly for you there, Steven. You know what I'm saying? You talk about EJ timing was off and all this. How many drills have you held mitts in the Texas furniture store? You know I'm right about Derrick James. And if you care anything about the team, you need to let them know he is not going to win heading in there December. He's not going to win if he has the same coach, because Derrick doesn't want to look at film. Do you see what that thumbnail saying? That's Crawford prior to him getting into the ring, not after, prior to. All those fans exalted in front of all those fans behind him. Does he look like he have a worry on his face? That man is looking ahead. He is dressed in a fishing net. This man knows and understands he's about to go in there and go to battle. The incoming punches were too hard. That's what it like. Crawford got options. No rematch is going to go any better for Spence. Hey, Steven, why you won't get on the panel, bro? I dropped the link down there for you. I mean, you know how, look, my tone is the way it is. I'm not yelling and screaming. You come over here with all this backstory and you're trying to convince, you know, in the individuals in the chat, right? Boxing fanatics, that you know everything there is to know, but yet you say you support both teams. You want to give screenshots of you having a FaceTime with Bomac, but yet you're up here saying that Crawford had a tune-up, Spence was weight drained. You're taking away from his entire victory. You know what I'm saying? You're on some BS. You're not being genuine. You know what I'm saying? You're not being genuine, man. And you won't even click the link. You acting soft, man. You acting soft. We've been knowing each other long enough. You know what it is. Spence fans in their feelings. I replied to Errol's tweet saying, smoking Spence runts a man down OG. Then I got verbally attacked by a dozen heterosexuals. It was crazy. Hey, you like that energy over there. You know, you frolic over there in Twitter now. You like that Serengeti, bro. You know what I'm saying, Blunts? You're a household name over there on Twitter now, you know? So, hey, absolutely. When you hit enter, they're going to be right there waiting. Hey, they're going to be rubbing their feet. They're going to be rubbing their feet just like Spence was doing. The same thing that Jermaine Taylor used to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's not authentic. He ain't the first one to do it, but hey, to each his own. Yo, he does, but it may be worse than the fist. He just make a lot of money. He should have moved on and built his resume back up before ever thinking about fighting Bud. They better think about it on the rerun. You better think about it. Dr. Paul said the rematch will be worse for Errol. Come on, Steven, click that link, man. You know, instead of typing, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it alone because you're not talking about anything dealing with boxing. The link is in there for you, but you want to be a typer or whatever, so it's all good. I'm not sweating it. PBC boys loved them layoffs. Jamel would have been out for about 500 plus days when he goes up against Canelo. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about 16 months or something like that. You know? Smoke Session Sports Entertainment. Blunts, they know who you are now. They hate you. Yeah, they know who he is now. You know what I'm saying? They know who he is. Every time he leave a comment, they already know. They don't even know my favorite fighter is David Benavidez. I just know Bud is the GOAT and deserves the utmost respect. They don't care. If they do know, they don't care because the hottest topic right now is Bud Crawford. Like I used to put the hottest topic on YouTube as Bud Crawford. So Dave Benavidez could, you know, be your favorite fighter, but they don't want to talk about him. They, you know, they want to see what you're saying about their idol, their god, Errol Spence Jr. MD Mills on deck. I see you in the building. DS111, Crawford versus Benavidez is one of the first fights I have watched more than once. Salute. He better be careful effing with them aerosexuals. Ask coach, they got shooters. Yeah, they will call and threaten you. Debbie says, what's good, Carlos? How you feeling in the building, man? Debbie says, every meal I had so far this week has been accompanied by a glass of sweet aerosexual tears. Damn, man. I know that shit is sweet because they up here whining like a motherfucker. It's probably damn that special nectar. You know what I'm saying? That shit probably tastes like the special nectar. Real talk, y'all. Man, they can't get over it. They can't get over it, man. That guy on deck was good. Excuse me. Brandon on deck. I see all these excuses why Errol got demolished. And what they doing? Why won't they just let it go? You know what I'm saying? Why don't they let it go? Errol Spence should pass on Derrick James, Terrence Crawford, especially, and all other fighters be able to walk clearly with with ease. But if you don't quit next time, it could be his last with a neurolo. We don't know that anything dealing with any neurological, like, was said from the referee that was in the ring. He didn't see any abnormalities. He didn't see anything. It's not his scope to do anything. He didn't see anything wrong with his eyes. He didn't feel that he was weight drained. So we have people outside the ring believing that they are more qualified to make their assessments from inside wherever they're at. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they're talking, wherever it may be, work, home, it don't matter. They're more qualified other than those who are there on the scene. You know what I'm saying? If you have people looking at Spence, oh, he don't look right. He don't look right. He don't look right. Everything doesn't look right. You feel me? Everything doesn't look right. And then, Spence, he answers the bell in the first round. People was like, oh man, Spence look good. Spence look good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Yeah. They're up there hyping it up. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. And then everything changes. Everything changes, y'all. Everything freaking changes. He needs to get together, because truth be told, in my opinion, Derrick James is not going to get you to the promised land. That promised land is getting your titles back. All the type of insults and all the shit that you was saying about Bomac and all that. Bomac told you we can bump our guns to each other. That's what it is. But ultimately, the fighters have to get in the ring, and that's what happened. And we seen it play out the way it did. So right now, I'm asking for you aerosexuals that's out there. Why don't you take a little bit time off, right? From trying to comment in people DMs and saying all this stuff. Why don't you take a little bit more time off and stop being a little hoe and drop some information into Errol Spence Twitter or Derrick James and ask for them to both get together in some upcoming weeks, because you only got 30 days. Excuse me. The cutoff is this month for you to let us know what your plan is. All right. This short term, everything is short term for you right now, Spence. Everything. So why don't you get in their DM and give them some input, some advice? They'll listen to y'all. Y'all are aerosexuals. Come on now, they'll listen to y'all. You're aerosexuals. I get sexual healing, baby. I get aerosexual. Sexual. I mean, come on, we're talking about aerosexuals. Why don't you drop some information in his DM to help with their decision-making process moving forward? We need for you to get socially active. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to get socially active. I want all of y'all to get together and be active with convincing Derrick James that he needs to, commit to getting more eyes and ears on deck if he wants this to work. And you need to talk to Spence. You need to talk to Spence and try to convince him that this is not going to work. This is not going to work, man. Them dudes are traumatized, I promise you. Spence needs a new coach. DJ is too arrogant. I'm not going so much off the arrogance part of it, because that does play a role. The arrogance is a huge factor, right? It plays a huge role. I'm not brushing that off, because arrogance will keep him from hiring somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So in that perspective, you are right. But I'm looking more so, is he in the best interest of Errol Spence? Will he allow himself to open up, to have more people come into the furniture store and help out with this fight, so us, the boxing fans, can see, a competitive match. Because I was looking to see, look, I'm curious, bro. I want to see Crawford, because I followed him, so long. Like, a lot of what he do, he make it look easy. And then with all the criticism, I say, damn, Crawford's a dangerous fighter. I was really hoping this fight be seriously competitive to leave no ifs, ands, or buts, right? But once again, he went in there and made it look easy. And look, this is not a fighter that they can criticize and say, oh, he ain't fought nobody. No, this is a fighter that they had heralded as the one that was going to beat, the one that was going to move furniture, the one that was going to go in there and Terrence Crawford won't be able to handle his power. It's just so much going on, y'all. It was a lot. It was so much going on. It was so much going on. I mean, Errol Spence was this Marvel comic, but nothing on his portfolio told you he was ready to step in there with Spence. So since that was a lie, I was just there hoping that we would see a war, on both sides. And Crawford just showed that he was just a different type of superhero, man. So this is why I'm doing live streams, to reach out, to send a message to DJ, because people in the chat have mentioned, and they are well aware of your arrogance too. But my concern is that, do you care about Spence enough to bring other people into the camp to try to look at film and get their opinion on the last fight and what exactly to work on? Because if you got a plate full of fighters, you know what I'm saying, you got Ryan Garcia coming up next, you got all this, you're one person. No one's going to tell me that he's given quality time to every fighter when he's one freaking person. You're up there doing mitts with two fighters at one time. No, they need that one-on-one time. 1v1. 1v1. They need that 1v1 time. One-on-one. They need individuals that are fresh. You know what I'm saying? That can go in there and give them and run them through the drills fresh. They don't need you going through everything, every freaking drill. Your freaking pumpernickel, baby bottle looking head ass. They don't need to see that shit no more. They don't want to see you every time that they do miss. Oh my God, this nigga again. God damn. Oh man, they be up there, goddamn, talking under their breath, being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Sign, grunting. Oh my God, again. Shit. They all right. Me, I have a good spirit, man, when it comes to this fight. I'm saying I want to see the Errol Spence go in there and at least make it competitive next time. Because if it's competitive and Bud still steps on you, he would get even more credit the second time around of beating you again. You know what I'm saying? There won't be no excuses, man. All of that is put to bed, because people up here trying to bring in he was weight drained. No. We don't want those whole tendencies over here. We got aerosexuals that return from the fight and they don't even want to talk about the fight. BF over there. I don't care. You did care. You was up here talking all that noise. You know what I'm saying? You was the one talking. You bet thousands on the fight. You bet thousands. But you came up here like a little baby, crying as always. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care. Yeah, you do care. You just thought you was going to witness history. You did. You was there to see the Crawford supporters rebel in victory, goddammit. But what y'all can do, y'all can get with the other dickhead over there. You know what I'm saying? Have him put down his medicine that's in that teacup, and you all get together and write some letters of concern to Derrick James and try to get him to get some more people in there. I really want to see this fight again in the rematch, because Crawford goes on to, step on Jermell Charlo. I'm gonna feel an empty part of me that I really wasn't able, because I'm getting older too. Like Crawford's getting older, I'm getting older. Hey, I'm getting older, right? So Crawford don't have that much time left in the sport. So it's gonna be an empty if he don't fight. If he doesn't fight Errol Spence again, it's just gonna be an empty little, it's gonna be an empty hole there in my respiratory system, my lungs. Because I say that I would have loved to see them fight in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to see them fight in a competitive rematch, because now, if it's at a higher weight class, we can't have strays like Steven coming over here talking about he was weight drained. We don't have to listen to all the excuses. Oh, his eyeballs don't look right. His eyeballs, his lashes, his lashes, they're not as curled as they're supposed to. They look weak. They look weak, people. His eyelashes look weak. He looks sick. I ain't never heard some of the dumbest shit in my life, bro. But they are all about making false statements. Seriously. They all about coming up with illusions. I want to see a second fight. The aerosexuals need to get, with pen and paper, get on the home keys and type up some freaking some letters and try to come up with a plan for real. Because if you don't come up with a plan, your boy gonna get his ass beat again. And look, I already gave him his props. I said, hey man, you was tough, man. You show heart. You a dog. Real talk. But being a dog doesn't mean you got the biggest bite. And that's what we seen play out. You didn't have the biggest bite. You was a dog. Absolutely, you was a dog. I can't take that shit away from you. But this is not a game of who looks the part. This is not a game of who looks the part. I'm talking about as far as you looking like a dog. It's all about you going in there and performing like you the baddest dog on the yard. You know what I'm saying? You can bark your own way and all this back and forth. You ain't fought nobody, man. Has he fought somebody now, Spence? Has he fought somebody now? Y'all hold one split. I'm back. Boo's not getting a fight against Spence and wants to move up to 154. I mean, Boo's gonna be champion, but he's not gonna get a fight with one of them guys he think. I mean, he has to understand the process on the same thing that they was talking about. Crawford ain't fought nobody. They was talking about Crawford ain't fought nobody. Boots haven't fought nobody either. Not only that, Crawford fought two of Spence's common opponents, and they still wasn't convinced. They still wasn't convinced. You know what I'm saying? They still wasn't convinced that they wasn't going to allow Errol Spence to step in the ring with this guy. So that's why they prolonged the fight and didn't allow it to happen in 2022. That was PBC. So you heard both fighters. Hey, I called them up. Spence had to go hire a management team to get him the money that he was about to lose. He was about to look. He losing millions. Him and Crawford. They's about to go in there and you know, Crawford was all about just saying, you know what, I'll do it, man. As long as I get the belts, I'll do it, and then I can make my money off. His mind was content, but really God was on both of their sides, because due to the selfishness of PBC not making a big fight, it allowed them to regroup and revisit, and they was able to make the fight. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like the fact that they was able to regroup and revisit this and get it done. Whoever's talking about who, you know, the reason why it didn't happen the first time and all that, it's irrelevant. It's just the fact that it did happen. They both made it happen. I mean, they both signed a contract. They was both paid very well. And it was concessions that had to be given. And it just proves you, after all, everybody was hyped up about the A side being Errol Spence. No, it wasn't. That wasn't the case. I want you to listen to something right quick. Listen to Bud Crawford, right? He's on the Porterway podcast. I had to, you know, cite Porterway podcast. Shout out to Showtime, Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Showtime, Sean Porter. This was Bud Crawford on the Porterway podcast, y'all. It's extremely important.
In the ring, you know, with the best of them, and the fight is won in training. So, given the fact that we expected Errol to come out the way he did, given the circumstances that we knew what he was going to do when he was going to do it, because Errol fights the same way each and every time he stepped foot in the ring. All we had to do was take away his jab, we felt.
Template fighter. That's WCS words. A template fighter. They studied this man. He fight the same way all the time. Now, are the aerosexuals gonna sit up here and make it worth their while to complain about him fighting the same way all the time? That's why I'm telling you all, he's been fighting the same way. Even Team Crawford was able to study this guy. He's a template fighter. So when I'm asking you, in order for it to be competitive the next go around, why don't y'all get together in a group and y'all come up with a leader, somehow, some way, nominate a leader, and one of you all go knock on the window over there at the World Class Furniture Store and show your faces and say, you know, we just want to talk to you. We feel that you need more help. And then you'll get a clear understanding of how Derrick James is. He'll probably slam the door in your face and call the police on you. You know what I'm saying? Or security. For real. He probably call security on you if you go up there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all rock so hard about the PBC ghost. Y'all rock so hard for it. But y'all just like Derrick James, if you don't do anything about it. And I see that y'all kind of like have an ego too. The aerosexuals have an ego too. You know why? Because they won't just talk about Errol Spence and what he should be doing and what he didn't do and what he could have did if they watch film. Because for Bud to come out and say they knew everything that Errol Spence was going to do and they studied up, he made it look easy. So being that this is out in the public, y'all, this is fucking out in the public that Crawford is talking about. Team Spence knows that they knew everything about him. My biggest question now, what are you going to do about it heading in there in December? What are you going to do about it, brother? You need to do something about it, man. What are you going to do? I need to know, what are you going to do? I would like to know, real talk. I would just like to know, what are you going to do about it? That's all. I just want to know, what do you plan on doing about it? If Crawford is telling you that he does the same thing, you, Errol, you do the same thing over and over again, and you was matched up with non-southpaws 98% of your career. Non-southpaws. You had a couple until you stepped in there with Crawford, and that fared very, very badly for you. So it's wrong of me to reach out to the aerosexuals and ask them to get together in unison and build up some type of governing body for you all to nominate a leader to go up there and cry your hearts out. Make sure you turn on your lights on your mobile phones, right? And lean side to side like you singing "We Are the World" and say, "Derek, Derek, DJ, DJ, hey DJ, can you please come to the door, please? You all need to come up with some type of game plan to let this man know he need help. Shame the wicked. You all can say all the things you want about the undisputed world champion, but it's recorded in BoxRec that Bud Crawford is 40-0. 40-0. He goes down in history as having one of the easiest championship showcases. One of the easiest. The mockery that's going to go in this aerosexuals. The mockery. You all were speaking so high, man, like you was on a whole nother stratosphere, like you was on a whole nother planet. You was speaking so high from a highest point. You was parts, perked up there on your high horse, and you was looking down and you was saying, "Oh, he's did everything. He can't lose. He's back. He survived a car crash. How in the hell Bud Crawford gonna do anything? He can't do anything. Anybody that survived the car crash." You was congratulating him surviving a car crash, and you was up here saying that he's tougher than he ever was. He's tougher than he ever was. That's what you wanted us to see. He's tougher than he ever was, man. And that proved out to be not the case. That proved to be that Terrence Crawford and his team have been studying you while you was out there. You're training one person. I don't know if you had anybody else to reach out to, Spence, but obviously you weren't looking at film of Bud. You have been on record as saying that you don't really watch fight, that you've seen him fight. You know what I'm saying? He's a great fighter. I'm a fan, but I don't believe you because I never heard you say that you pretty much watched Crawford's fight over and over again and study him. Nothing that I've seen in the ring there, Spence, showed me that you've been studying Crawford. I mean, the shit that he was running you into, man, was crucial. Oh my God, it was crucial. Unlimited crucial. That crucial has no expiration. It doesn't. It's too much, man. It's too much, dog. I'm looking at the fight. Every time I look at it, the way he was lining you up, it became dim quick. That's why I'm reaching out. I'm pleading to the aerosexuals. When you finish happy hour and you return back to your domiciles, your dwelling, whether it is in a dark location with leaky faucets and pipes, or you live in the high end affluency, either way, middle class, it don't matter. You all need to get together and come up with a plan to convince them to get more people in there. Because listen, I already told you, I have total confidence Crawford is going to get it done a second time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But for the sake of hearing all you bitch and complain all the time and cry and goddamn blow hot air, I want you all to understand that there is no way that Spence is going to win this rematch just with Derek James coaching him. Don't say I never told you. You know how tough it is to be a template fighter and be told that you're a template fighter. Crawford just said he does everything the same all the time. You know how tough it is to change that up? And you're 33 years old in your career. Your first professional fight was in 2012. You're being told that he see everything. So how are you planning on switching something up when your strongest attribute, which was supposed to be your jab, Crawford absolutely erased it. Erased it. That was supposed to be your strongest asset, brother. He erased it. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. He erased it, y'all. He erased it. Seriously, he erased it. Instead of him being in the gym and training, this would Derrick James rather do.
For Terence Crawford's knockout victory over Errol Spence, Derrick James checks Terence Crawford's gloves to see if they're loaded. He is clearly in disbelief after doubting Terence Crawford's punching power prior to the fight. After Terence Crawford's knockout victory.
So you don't get why I do what I do. How I keep on mentioning how Derrick James is exposed, just like Bomac said. Bomac said it was no more hiding. Why is that? Shout out to Toby Bartley in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global, baby. We're global. The grease is still hot and the fish is still on the menu. Man, we definitely flipping them over. We definitely flipping them over there, Toby. Shout out to Across the Pond, man. You already know. Bud had a video call with Boots. Boots kept his lights off. Hell no. No, man, you ain't out there keeping your lights off. You should have just had the logo on, dog. Oh, man. Was Simba? Hey, Dr. Paul, was Simba in the building? Did Simba show up? God damn, did Simba show up? Damn. Joseph Bailey on deck, man. What it do in the building? Rogers on deck. I sincerely hope Black Bruce Lee boxing style up special just for Bud that was playing evil Deliberate July 29th. You won't payday, okay? Oh my God, he talked to that man in the dark. Toby, I'm feeling so much better. Thanks. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Tyrese with the $2 super chat. EJ is a tune-up for Bud at 154. If we're being for real. Hey, man, let them be a tune-up, man, because they're not. You know what I'm saying, Tyrese? They're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept it. Look, this man didn't even fight him off the car crash, right? But he fought him now, years later, after Yordenis Ugas win. Hey, y'all in the chat, remember I told you this again. Remember I said it. They was bragging about Yordenis Ugas. Bragging about it, not one time. Listen. This is why I speak attentively the way I do with passion. Passion, y'all. You hear that in my voice? Passion. You know what I'm saying? With my throat, passion. Hey, they wasn't even talking. They was bragging about Ugas' eye being swelled up and how many days he bled. He beat Ugas up. You know how many times they show Ugas' picture? They show Ugas' picture all the time. Ugas' picture. Not once did someone try to question was Errol Spence gloves loaded. But all of a sudden, Derrick James wants to check Bud Crawford's gloves. Somebody need to find the gloves that he had against Ugas. Because that fight was in Texas, right? Somebody need to find out that. That's what you need to find out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to sit up here and try to feel Bud Crawford's gloves when y'all up here bragging about Ugas, beating up Ugas and swelling his eye. That's the hypocrisy of it all. You know what I'm saying? They want to brag about the damage Ugas took. But when Bud comes in here and damage Spence, all of a sudden it's gloves. Tampered gloves. What a pussy way out, man. What a wet, moist vagina you are. You know what I'm saying? You are a wet vajayjay, for real. You are. You aerosexuals, man, that sit up here and try to cry wolf because he beat the brakes off Spence. But yet, when in April 16th of 2022, you all was laughing and jumping up and down. That boy bad. He got the next title. Oh man, Bud don't have a chance. This, that, and the other. Bud walked away from negotiation. He's ducking Spence. And then, and then the goddamn eclipse happened, y'all. The eclipse happened. Real talk. The eclipse happened. Shout out to Dr. Paul with the $5 super chat. The $5 super chat. The $5 super chat in the building. Appreciate you there, doctor. A little something for the collection plate boxing. No. I used to keep the lights on, man. I can't be Boots. I gotta use these donations to keep the lights on, man. I don't want to be on here talking to somebody and it's pitch black. I gotta use it to keep the lights on, man. I cannot sit up here and talk to a grown person in the pitch black darkness. Like, bro, what's going on? Why are you in the dark? Talk to me, man. What's on your mind? But appreciate you. One love to you, doctor. Appreciate the super chat, man. $5 in the building. 5 in the building. I don't think Errol will activate that rematch clause after some time off to think. No, man. He has 30 days. He has 30 days. You know what I'm saying? He has 30 days. Period. 30 days. 30. He has 30 days, y'all. Period. Is there Paul? Haven't heard anything about that yet. But I'll be looking forward to it because I had to get my winter coat. Don't know what that's about. Put some respect on the E. I'm not understanding what you're talking about. I'm lost on that. Is it euro? Is it euro? 5 euro? Is that what it is? 5 euro? I didn't know. 5 euro. I don't know where you at. Okay, for sure. 5 euro. If that's the way to put that. Or you can explain it. You can put it in the chat there, Dr. Paul. A lot of aerosexual narratives have been getting put to rest lately. Hell, the entire fight, it seems like everything Bud did, they said Errol would do. True. I like that. I like that. That's hey. You about to get an extra goddamn dessert when it's time to goddamn go to chow. You know what I'm saying? You know how you used to do in elementary. Hey, give Timmy an extra cake. He had all the questions right today. He was the one that was paying attention. Give Timmy an extra cake. Man, hey, look, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything they said Errol had, that infamous, that casket, that golden casket, that memorialized jab of his. Ooh, they was talking about that was the weapons of mass destruction, y'all. It took me back to the Clinton days, to the Saddam Hussein days. He had weapons of mass destruction. That was the Spence jab. The Spence jab was what they was talking about. They had casted molds of his fist balled up, solid gold over there on the underground. This man was supposed to have the ultimate of all weapons, the jab, y'all. The jab, y'all. And come to find out, God damn it, Terrence Crawford has some shit that they use for God damn. That shit was laser. For real. That shit was laser. It was nuclear. It was different. It was different. This was no automatically load the magazine and all that. No. This was different. This was laser. You're talking about something different. The way he was popping back Spence's head, he was showing them I got the best jab. I do. They was talking about, oh, Errol's jab, Errol's jab, Errol's jab. Oh my God. It was just like, you know, a kid taking his first steps. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The same shit over and over again. And we didn't even see none of that. God damn, it was a beat down. Wasn't it aerosexuals? W says probably 2 weeks because he's on vacay now. Yeah, he's over there. He need to get away. Pounds, okay, Pounds. Shout out to I gotta go back up there. I gotta put respect on it. Shout out to Dr. Paul with 5 pounds. 5 pounds on deck, man. A little something for the collection plate boxing. Now I know my vision is not that good all the time to represent 5 pounds. You feel me? Got it. Absolutely. Record it. You know what I'm saying? Record it, catalog, and route it. You know what I'm saying? 5 pounds on deck. I didn't know, man. I didn't know it was not Euro. You know what I'm saying? 5 pounds in the building. Appreciate it. One love, brother. Thank you. Paul said there's a heat wave coming to the UK Thursday. Bud stole that jab and used it against Errol. I've never seen Errol jab look like that though. Like Crawford was on the ball of his lead foot a lot when he was throwing that jab. Like that's like super extension. Like he wasn't overly committing. It was all like in rhythm of his movement. Like he was just making a subtle adjustment forward, and it's almost like it added some length to that jab. That's why when he did it, man, that shit's been remediated over and over again to get it as thorough as it was. He was popping Errol's head back, man. But we need to make sure Derrick James get this info, man. There's no way that he's going to be able to beat them. He didn't even take them to plan B, C, and D, man. I'm just saying. The aerosexual still coming with excuses. Bud on roids. Bud had loaded gloves. Errol was high. Errol got brain damage. Errol was weight drained. Yeah, man. Isn't it bad, Dev? Salute the Dev in the building. Isn't it bad? It's terrible. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. They saying the man on juice. Man, hey, Bud Crawford, look, Bud must have went back to Omaha. He must have been glowing. He got off the plane. People say, oh, shit, he is the one. It was like when Bruce Leroy started the glow and shit. I think Bud was glowing in that motherfucker, dog. When he got back to Omaha, they said, oh, shit, he's the one. Damn. It's men. How can you sit up here and beat down, be considered undeveloped by your competition, then go in there and beat down the guy who's supposed to be the top-notch dude, and all of a sudden his coach Diddy James want to feel gloves? No, you need to sit your lazy behind down and freaking watch film. You're not looking for an easy way out. You see the look on his face? He was up there squeezing that man's glove in front of them. What a bum, man. Seriously, man, that's some bum ass shit. You know you didn't prepare, but yet you're trying to say, oh man, let me squeeze his glove. Let me see if his glove is loaded. Let me see if anything in there so I can take it to the media. Oh, I knew I'm that good. I'm good. I knew he couldn't beat me like that. I knew. Oh man. God damn, bro. Seriously. This man grabbing gloves, bro. That's just messed up, man. You resort to the lowest of the low, thinking they have to cheat to beat Spence. They have to cheat. Seriously. And then it was nothing that came out. So now you have the aerosexuals who's making excuses for a fighter who pretty much said we don't make excuses. How does that make y'all look? Y'all need another profession, man. It's 637. Well, I definitely won't be able to calculate that on the fly, but I appreciate you. Real talk. 637 US Currency on deck. You know what I'm saying? I got it though. It's pounds, no doubt. I got it now. I got it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is catalog, goddammit. Bud with parry arrow jab as he gets out, and let me see. So the rate is pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Per the dollar, that's pretty good. I think. I know when I was in Japan, and man, it was one point in time that yen was crazy when it came to the dollar. Yeah, he got the glow, man. Bud got the glow, man. He started glowing when he got off, man. They also saying the Illuminati set the fight up. Man, you know what? They the Illuminamis. You know what I'm saying? They're the Illuminamis. You know what I'm saying? A dummy, you can always see it from afar. They can't tell the difference. Hey, dummy. Hey, what up, man? How you doing? Fine. Good to see you, dummy. Where the other dummies at? They over there eating. Okay, let's go join the dummies. Any other dummies coming? Oh, we can call them up. We're going to have a dummy good time. Okay, let's do that. Get the fuck out of here, dog. There was Diddy, but Bud was the one saying, take that, take that. You ain't lying, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't lying, right? Bud was saying, take that, take that. They start, hey, like they got that dude, you know, the white dude that was punching on the glass and how everybody's making a meme out of it and start to put music. That's how they should do with freaking you know, Crawford landing those shots on Bud. They should goddamn start putting that down. Take that, take that, take that. Take that, take that, take that. They special Welsh pounds too. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. The aerosexuals are blaming Bud for having loaded gloves and to put a dent in Arrow's head, but it was really Derrick James hitting him with the pads in public. But see, to that, Toby, I have to say that Derrick James hit him on the right side of his head. The alleged dent that's being basically carried around the YTC, you know what I'm saying? Like a freshly retrieved turd. They're carrying that around with open palms so everybody can see a show and tell for them. They saying, hey, you know, he got a dent in his head. Yeah, he got a dent in his head from fighting Crawford. To even run with that narrative, you're saying the man went overboard to win the fight when he actually didn't go overboard. He just stepped into the ring and basically showed y'all that y'all was wrong and he was that much better of a fighter. See, what they don't want to realize is that they actually seen Bud in there doing some very high-level technical execution. They're not saying that. They busy want to talk about everything else. Like they're not willing to give the man credit for going in there and performing the sweet signs. Like he's technically sound. He's technically proficient at a high level. His jab was so poignant, man. He was popping Arrow's head back. What does that have to do with loaded gloves? Were you looking at the form? Check out the form. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? I said, check me out. Check out the form, man. Check out the form that this dude was. Come on, Bud. Form on that jab was just, oh my God, dog. They don't even want to look at how beautiful the display was, the performance value was aesthetically. They don't want to look at how it looked. They want to look at stuff that they have to make up that they didn't see. They didn't see no steroids. They didn't see no loaded gloves. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see none of that. They're fabricating this. It's frivolous information at the end of the day. But you know, when you're desperate and you hear to just make up stuff and think people get upset. Look, I'm not upset about what they're doing because hey, I had fun eating that fish. I'm not upset about nothing because y'all are miserable right now. You have to be extremely miserable to make up stuff and you're not paying attention to the coach. You have to be extremely miserable that Bud said that they knew everything he was going to do. but you don't want to talk to the coach. You don't want to prevent this from happening again. Be smart about it. When you speak like that, it's hard for me to give you full respect as a person in life, because you're human at the end of the day. So you're using this platform as yourself to go in here and now accuse someone of cheating, and you're basically showing your entire hand. Every one of you who do that, you're showing your entire hand on what type of person you truly are. That's all. What type of person you truly are. You're willing to go in here and say, yeah, he had a dent in his head. See, I was like, wow, he's on juice. He's on that. Well, if you want to talk about drug testing, there wasn't no drug testing for this fight. That's a fact. Now what you gonna do about it? And that wasn't at the request of Bud Crawford either. That's a fact. So what you gonna do about it? You gonna hold me accountable? What you gonna do about it? You gonna make a change? It wasn't no drug test in this fight. What are you gonna do about it? Somebody had to lose weight by all means necessary. Who was that? Huh? Who was that? Why did they come out on Twitter talking about, oh, why is the stuff hush hush over there at the PBC with the drug testing? Because they had to make it to the fight. They had to make it to the fight. Don't worry about it. He got them belts though. It's official. Nothing ain't changing. Nothing ain't changing. It's official, y'all. You're not gonna get no freaking no late message talking about, hey man, news is broken that a B sample tested positive. No, it's no Dillian White over here. It's no Jarrell Miller. No. This is not what we're doing. It's not an Oscar Valdez moment. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not. It's not it. It's not it. That's not it, y'all. It's nothing going to change. Know that. It's nothing going to change, except we're going to get closer and closer to December, because people are going to be wanting to ask, what's going on with this next fight? Oh, Errol got the Wilder dent as well. Yeah. He got the Wilder dent. They say he got a dent in his skull. You know what I'm saying? I wonder, you know what I'm saying, Carlo, I wonder how long does it take for the bone to heal when you have a dent, a knuckle print now, a knuckle print, because like, look, check this out, right? Derrick James felt the right glove of Terrence Crawford. I pay attention to a little detail like this, right? Derrick James felt the right glove of Terrence Crawford, and the dent that they was alleging was on the left side of his head. So being that mechanically, southpaw stance, Bud Crawford would have had to land a shot with the right hand. I don't know how long it takes or how many shots it takes due to the velocity for which Bud Crawford was throwing that right hand, and which punch he was throwing at the time. But you have to look at it like, I don't know how many times he had to land that shot for them to think that he had enough power to hit him in the head. Don't make any sense, because Derrick James, he grabbed the gloves. He wanted to feel the gloves. Hey, what's in there? Come on. Egg weight. Well, I know you got an egg weight in there. Come on. Do you have one egg? Just an egg. Just a scrambled egg. Give me one scrambled egg. Come on. One walnut. Come on. One avocado seed. One. Them things are hard. I know everybody's doing it. One avocado seed. Come on now. One avocado seed. I know you can do it. You can do it. Oh my God. Nothing. They couldn't even find one avocado seed in the glove. One. So if the imprint was on the left side of his head, which Bud would have had to use the right hand, right? And furthermore, he might was able to somehow they slipped it. The cameraman was slipping. He might have been able to throw an elbow or a knee strike to the head. You know what I'm saying? Something, man. Something to validate the picture of him having dents in his head. And all the, look at my live earlier about the Harvey Doc interview with manager Marty, who was fishing desperately. It's hilarious. I just sit back and watch. I say, oh, people are selling their souls, man. People are selling their souls, try to come up with delusional accusations about this. It's hilarious. Y'all are still on the losing end, man. You're still on the losing end. It don't matter how much negativity you talk about Crawford. You're not going to change the results. You're not. You heterosexuals, you're not going to change the results, man. Seriously, you're not going to change it. But hey, it's at 2 hours. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Y'all continue to help the heterosexuals along the way. Derek need to go up here, and so he won't see the same. Make it competitive, man. Because no film study, he ain't willing to crack that book open. He ain't willing to crack it open. It's gonna be another massacre, man. Y'all hold it down. Continue to support the channel. I appreciate y'all. One love to the hottest chat in the game. On deck. Salute to y'all. Y'all continue to do your thing. And I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.